Wednesday RV report. Per Dodd. Our military intel contact is confirming sources saying that the beginning of the final RV release is currently planned by Dodd and UST for this Friday the 23rd of July when the Olympics start in Tokyo, which will initiate the sequence leading to the shotgun start and T4B start if all goes as planned. He is confirming, Guru. TX Snake's latest intel and, Guru. Marks is today Wednesday the 21st of July that redemption centers are still to be ready at any moment to start exchanges this week and weekend and the redemption centers have not been shut down. Mark C. Via PDK. Still hearing that depending on where you are at, that most exchanges will be handled at major banks or centers that they have set up depending on the location, the size and how many currency holders they have in that community or area. Did I hear that, the IQD and VND rate around $15? I am hearing the same thing. I also hear they will have a street rate around $4. With rate rumors like that I try not to get too excited. Do you still expect the RV at the end of July? The end of July or beginning of August, maybe earlier. That is just my gut feeling. One of my redemption center contacts have been told they will be on standby this weekend and need to be within 2 hours of locations. What do you mean when you say dinar should be $4 and up? Before Saddam Hussein moved to take over Kuwait, early 1990s, the Iraqi dinar was the strongest currency in the world, and the second strongest was the Kuwaiti dinar. It would take almost $4 US to buy 1 dinar. Iraq invaded Kuwait. At that point the IMF, UN devalued the currencies to take away the ability to make war. They devalued both currencies even though Kuwait was innocent because Iraq had moved in and took over the government and the banks. So think of that in reverse. We expect the Iraqi dinar to go back to about $4 US to each dinar again. Right now if you have 1 Kuwaiti dinar it takes $3.31 American to buy it today. So if all they do is reinstate the Iraqi dinar to pre-war levels and give it back its purchasing power, not a revalue, then we can expect around $4 or so. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Foot forward. Article. Joint statement from the U.S. Department of the Treasury and the State Bank of Vietnam. Article quote. The SBV is also making ongoing efforts to further modernize and make more transparent its monetary policy and exchange rate framework. In support of these efforts, the SBV will continue to improve exchange rate flexibility over time, allowing the Vietnamese dong to move in line with the stage of development of the financial and foreign exchange markets and with economic fundamentals, while maintaining macroeconomic and financial market stability. Translation: we want you to revalue your currency now. Frank 26, KTFA. You can't spring the monetary reform on the citizens, it would fail. They're making it very clear to the Iraqi citizens that the CBI and Kazemi are changing the exchange rate and changing the currency because the 30 notes will not work with the new exchange rate. The international community knows and that's why it's pouring into Iraq. They know that a change is coming from both of these issues, their currency and their exchange rate. Saleh is explaining to the citizens the hows, the whys, the whens, the wheres and soon the date of all of this. It's not a secret. Pimpy. Sovereign nation has to have a valuable currency to function. They don't have to get no loans or nothing like that. I'm not saying there's a rate change that's going to happen but it's one hell of step forward into the possibility of strengthening the Iraqi dinar. Getting the United States out of there and allowing these people to start working on their own. This is a big step They're counting on the United States for security, that's not being sovereign. Bridling. Question. Do you think Iraq is waiting until the United States is totally out before they concentrate on the currency? Quote. No. It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. In fact they like the United States being there. To whom it may concern. In response to the message posted July 22, 21 by Freeway Bill and Deb Tar Hurl Girl, I strongly suggest you please check your facts before embarrassing yourself by making misquotes, taking quotes out of context, or wrongfully putting words in the mouth of Nick Fleming. Bluntly speaking, the two of you seriously owe Mr. Fleming an apology. First, everything Mr. Fleming stated is in writing and posted for everyone to read, because people's memory can either be purposely selective or mistakenly remembered. Secondly, Mr. Fleming never mentioned anything about how Wells Fargo operates. Mr. Fleming never represented or stated he speaks on behalf of Wells Fargo or any other bank. Every single reference about Wells Fargo has been based on public knowledge of Wells Fargo's involvement, along with HSBC, over the past several years regarding the global currency reset. The only comment Mr. Fleming has referenced in regards to any bank regarded the comment that people will be dealing with the private banking wealth management department, not the retail banking part of Wells Fargo and/or any other bank, i.e. Bank of America, Chase, HSBC. Mr. Fleming has always represented he is working with Dodd contacts to bring information to the people. But for his efforts, many people would be dealing with con artists like Charlie Ward and others like Charlie lost in the nonsense, promises, and falsehoods they preach. As such, the only false statements have been the drama queen, over-dramatization, falsehoods the two of you erroneously and wrongfully made against Mr. Fleming. You two should be ashamed of yourselves. Next time check your facts before wrongfully attacking someone trying to provide a public service. Regards, Junior Bradley U.S. Attorneys, UK Solicitors Attorneys and Counselors at Law. Questions answered. Maybe. As is often the case, Dodd puts out a morsel where a full meal would better serve. We're all starving for information from the ultimate source, and Dodd, the 10 to 13 special military in RVGCR delivery team, definitely qualify. So how about more details? First, for some of us it's easy to take the leap of faith here. If Dodd is handling this, if military has total control, then, we're all good. For others it's not so easy to have trust in this entire process. It's been a struggle getting transparency, which has mostly been non-existent, and every day we've had nothing but kicking the can and hype and propaganda. We can accept that there have been good reasons for this necessity. But, the time has come to show Tier 4 some respect. We've been here too long and have been pummeled with half-truths and misinfo. Enough is enough. What actual control do we, meaning Tier 4, have in this global operation to completely end the corrupt practices of the deep state, create a new financial system, re-establish freedom for people all over the world, and especially the U.S. under Nasara, Gesera, taking us back to 1776 U.S. Constitution, ending the corporation's stranglehold? We are a voice of millions, which does carry weight. We have a voice and we can publish, we can speak out, we can write articles, and we can share on blog sites. The collective voice of millions rising in protest, clamoring for justice and fair dealing, is definitely our authority. We are a face of millions, which carries even more weight. We have standing in this world, under our U.S. Constitution. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to protest. We have the right to demand accountability. These things are granted to U.S. May we hold these precious freedoms in the absolute highest place of honor and see that they never are violated by any state, local and federal, U.S. government representative, or our state, local and federal justice system. More to the point here, we thankfully have the ability to address the RVGCR Exchange Redemption Committee directly, via N. Fleming. Which we did yesterday, in the form of questions posed, following the confusing message about the change in exchange, redemption protocols. These questions were asked to alleviate confusion. These questions were asked respectfully, with hope-filled intention of a clear answer necessary to alleviate fear and grief, which were other emotions that followed the Dodd Intel message yesterday, which was not their intention. That much we can be sure of. Today's a new day, and we want to start this call on a positive note. These new protocols have been instituted with the intention to make this exchange better. It's going to be easier, safer, and answers a lot of the challenges we've heard about for the past 8 or so years. You will have access to the quantum banking system. From home you will have all of the help you need. You will have the option of visiting exchange centers, and further support. We're waiting for replies to these questions from Dodd, which has been committed. It's coming. Q&A. They were going to issue SafeLink, which has been discussed for years. They are still going to be using SafeLink website, to get people started. What they are also doing is trying to make this as beneficial as possible for everyone. Also, what the Chinese involved have asked for, making it easy for everyone. Only you have access to the QFS. There's a list of all of the currencies that you bought. You may have given it away, gifted it, There's a list of what you own and there will be a dollar amount, and this will show up on the card. Once you authenticate what they have listed, it's all there. If you bought new currencies that are not on the list, you can go to redemption, exchange centers, and turn your new currency in. If you gifted, there may be deductions going on with your account. It will all take time. If you want to negotiate, you can still do that. You can make your appointment and present your case and they will make the necessary changes for you so that your account is brought up to date. Every person that has bought currency that's on the WF&G 64 list, you are included here. Even if you're not on this list, you can still use the safe link to get started and make appointment with the redemption, exchange centers. If you have currencies that went to another person, like Charlie Ward, you will be able to bring your paperwork to the redemption, exchange centers and they will work this out on your behalf. They are trying to stop the conman from taking your currency, or your ZIM, and not giving it back to you. You have to send this person a cease and desist letter, via email, stating you revoke all rights previously issued. Then, if no reply is received, just bring this letter to the exchange and let them sort it out. The only information you will be able to see is yours. The safe link will be included in the instructions you receive when you get your card. There are about 8 million cards being sent out. You'll have a unique code that's only yours, that takes you to your account that shows you everything you own. For people that are homeless, that's what the safe link is for. You'll be handed a card the same day you visit the redemption, exchange centers. The card becomes active for what's in your account the day it's issued. They're going to be more restrictive about getting projects. It's going to take meetings with the people at the redemption, exchange centers and delivering your paperwork. You'll meet with a wealth manager, connected with the private banking DIV. They will be able to manage this and only you and the private banking DIV will know about your accounts. As the days go on you're going to be hearing more about it. It's going to be much safer and easier. The 20th was going to be the day, now they're saying tomorrow. But still no value day has been established. The Chinese came up with this so that it will be safe for everybody. Everything has been addressed and these protocols are definitely efficient. Yes, we've heard every excuse under the sun, and you never ever get a call back when someone misses on their dates. Now we're hearing tomorrow, when the Summer Olympics start. That's at night in US since the Olympics are in Japan. Dates and expectations have been quashed again and again. That's why we're glad about these cards, delivered by FedEx. This will expedite the process. It's being delivered to 8 million people. This was done as a safety precaution that will help a lot of people. People have invested in this, paying certain gurus and no one has been right. This card being delivered is one thing that can't be stopped. When you sign the FedEx package, inside the envelope will be the card you must authenticate. Once you sign the document, and you do what you're supposed to do, authenticating your card, there will be an NDA included. Once you authenticate this card and have access to your website, you can see what currencies they have listed. If you have currency not showing, you can enter the serial numbers and the system will verify this. If you have additional currencies and you don't want to enter it, you can bring it to the redemption, exchange centers and let them manage this for you. If you've bought currencies to 2 different addresses, just be watching for FedEx, and check both addresses. They're getting signature from each delivery, so it will be known. No one but you can register your card. No one but you has access to your currency account. If you have a house full of family members all with currency, you will all still receive a card. You will all see what you have in your hands. You can also all go to the redemption, exchange centers. If you have purchased additional currency, you can still add it to your QFS. Or you can go to the redemption, exchange centers. If you have any unusual situation, you can still go to the redemption, exchange centers and explain your situation and they will work it all out. These accounts are going out globally. Nationally and globally, everyone in every participating country will have an account like this and a card. If there was currency that went missing in the mail, what do we do about this? Nick has been told it won't be a problem. Any currency you bought will show up there. What if you already have a private banker at WF? Can we work with this person? Yes. A friend and I bought currency together, and we split it. He bought it. I kept half. Just enter this info on your account, where all of your currencies are listed. How will I know where my redemption exchange centers is? This address and instructions will come through the SafeLink websites. If you bought currency from any licensed dealer, they have your address. If your address is different, just go down to the redemption center. If the ZIM happening now or is it a later date? Take it with you now. Your account should show your ZIM right now. But it'd be easier to call and get an appointment to carry your ZIM to the redemption center. Things are constantly changing here. They have started sending out cards already, today. So, theoretically, based on what they have said, receivers that access their account, validate their card, will have money on account right now. Source: dinarchronicles.com. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website theusmilitarynews.com. Thank you for your support. Our content is hard to monetize on social media platforms. Visit theusmilitarynews.com to watch our latest videos and become a $3 monthly supporter. We can't afford to keep making this show with